also know self-worth. That talks to self-worth. Self-worth is key. Self-worth is key. Don't ever come and say that you are better than this guy, you are better than that guy. That don't mean nothing. I hear people always go, yeah, Casper this, Casper that. But, yo, go outwork him. That's the only way you're going to beat him. You know? Go outwork him. You think that your song is better, you got better bars, you got better. Go outwork the man. That's the only way the man is going to lose. Not through your opinions of his song. You know what? Let me tell you what, you know what? Let me tell you what opinions say. Opinions say that you are powerless. It says that you are powerless, so you have to literally deflect on someone else. That's all an opinion is. I am not powerful enough to do it, but let me give my opinion. Because if you literally gave your opinion and you also did it, all of a sudden you're in the same place with that guy, because now you've opened the door for criticism yourself also. So it's easier to have an opinion. It's easier. I mean, someone said opinions are like assholes. Everybody got them. You know? It's a real thing. It's a real thing. But to get up there and fight, because that's what this thing is about, is a challenge. So let's talk about this thing, though, that I always find difficult also, which I call innate potential, right? It's difficult to love innate potential. It's difficult to value it. It's difficult to look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm the hardest motherfucker in these streets, It's difficult. When we wake up every morning, I was using this, it's just an analogy I was using. When we wake up every morning, we basically wake up and we don't even put any mind to the waking up. You got in whatever you got in to get here, you never put any mind to it. The sad thing about life is such a routine. It makes us so complacent with ourselves, with the potential that we have. That's innate potential. So with innate potential will get you in a room. Innate potential will get you a good job. But when you literally start thinking about it more, about what this innate potential is, in your mind, you will almost get bored of your innate potential and you're going to want more. And when you want more, automatically that's going to lead you to questioning what is out there or what is in me that's more. And when you start tapping into what is in me that's more, you move from innate potential to greatness, right? Because you're going to wake up without a doubt. You're going to do what you do every day without a doubt. But what are you doing every day that literally taps into, okay, how do I make it greater? Because, once again, I'm going to talk about history. Where you are in your life is just really like what you've inherited from your history, from your ancestors and everything else. It's just that they never had this environment 100 years ago. But they would be the exact same person that you are. So what are you doing to add on top of that? That literally goes, this is who we are. I'm into music. I had an uncle that used to be a drummer that used to love doing whatever they did. I had a grandfather that was an entrepreneur that used to do what he used to do. But how am I applying it in my world? Because I could have just stopped with rapping and just said that, and continued in my time. But how am I applying it? How am I thinking about what I'm doing and where I'm doing it and who is it benefiting? For me to literally go, okay, cool. There are more people like me. Can we create platforms where people can engage? So now we talk about the disruption of even online. When I literally started Slikour Live, it was a case of I've been to all media platforms. No one actually sits with an artist and really understands what an artist is going through. Well, I don't know if they do it now. But before us, Every conversation, if you're an artist, they give you 3 minutes in mainstream. You know everything about Rihanna, Beyonce, or everything else. They'll sit on Ellen and talk with them. They'll sit on Oprah and cry. They'll sit on Save Me Ayana or Ayan, whatever that woman is called, and literally talk about. They've got various ways to break down this personality that you're saying that you care about. So when I started Slick on Live, it was like, yo, but like, no one knows what other artists are going through, local artists are going through. You don't even know their story. I mean, I sit with like Big Zulu the other day, and it was amusing how about his story, talking about how he used to be a taxi driver. He used to always like, well, he was a drag racer. Then he moved from being a drag racer to being a taxi driver. And from being a taxi driver, he left because, he always carried a big gun, and he used to fight guys like at the taxi ranks. But because he could fight, he knew that there's some skinny guy who could maybe come shoot him. So he'd literally go to ciphers in his taxi, and from then on, one day he got on stage, jumped, and the gun fell on the floor. It's not like a great story, I'm just saying, it's not like 2 to 18, parental guidance is advised, and the gun fell on stage, and like he literally said, yo, I'm done with this. And then that's when he started to just like really dedicate himself into rap. I mean, for me, and he literally used to stay at the hostels, whatever. For me, that's a story that talks about the African-South African dynamic. But, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate and can say, I know something like this. But where is this story being told? Because I know 50 Cent got shot 8 times. I know, 9. Yeah, you see? Even, it's so, the documentation is so good. You are even in the speak, someone behind goes, no, 9, bro. Relax, I know 50 Cent got shot 9 times. Because besides music, there's the story. And what they shouldn't rob us is us telling our stories. And they shouldn't diminish us by just saying you're just a song. Because you are actually like a community. You are life. You know why people resonate to your song. You know why people liked your song. Because you said something that they went, damn. And the nigga goes, spirit. You go, ooh. I mean, when Kes goes, ghetto, that's why I like, even if it's like, you're like, yeah, vele, you know what I mean? I mean, like AKA's song where it's like whatever that song is, that one with the big one, the song, it already just gives you the vibe, bruh. Like it takes you there, you know what I mean? That does not come just from a person writing a song. That's a story. And I'll tell you why I broke down the guys who wrote, the publishing, and then the guys who bought the writing and then gave it to the artist. It's because what's happened now is that you have to be all of them. So now that you have to be all of them, especially in our South African context, that means that you have a bigger story, because no one sits there and goes, when whoever wrote Don't Cry For Me Argentina wrote it, whoever wrote those lyrics, no one goes, what was going on when you said Don't Cry Argentina? The writer literally might have said, the song came, I got a better story. Because I'm sure y'all saw this documentary on Netflix, but it's like this, I think Moses, I'm bad at him, but it's basically the In the Jungle song, Solomon, yes. Documentation is getting better now. You see, Solomon, yes, Mahlang, yeah. Linda. Yeah, Linda, yeah. I was getting there, Linda. But the point is that he tells a story about how they basically wrote the In the Jungle song, Homa Way. And when you hear the guy who put in the words going, something just comes. So now it's in America now because, so the guy who wrote this, the writer, the so-called writer who's now credited, he goes, because he added the words, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, So he's sitting next to the piano and they're interviewing him and he goes, whenever I write a song, It's like there's something in the air. It just comes to me, you know? And I'm like, and like you're watching this and you go, obviously now this is like going back to the 70s where this guy was talking about how he felt this thing in the air and it came from the universe. But literally this song came from Gallo in South Africa. You know what I mean? You look at that, that writer was actually telling the story of where the inspiration came from, even though he was misappropriating it. The point is that he was telling the story. Today, you are the writer, you are the artist, and you are the story. Because let me tell you, there are 10 other people. I mean, use like spirit for question, not because I'm being biased, but like, why would spirit work? Why would it work? You know, and I'll even use something like umoya. Why would umoya work? I remember sitting in a car with Robbie Malinga, and he was like, so Robbie Malinga, I mean, if you ever got to know him, the late Robbie Malinga, he was, he was a funny character, very competitive, and he liked joking a lot. That's what he is. So what happens is that, you know, we just the new guys that got signed together and they've been sitting there. So it's him and Spoo in the car. And we just these rap guys. You know, it's the first time that a rap group is actually traveling nationally on like a tour to go promote, a radio tour. So we're going to Durban. And Robbie Malinga goes something like to us in the car. He goes, yeah, ne, boys, you're gonna see when we get on stage. It's gonna be over for you guys, you know. So he's literally like almost like intimidating us, like, hey, it's gonna. But still, it's not like on a almost like negative vibe. It's just like, yeah, you're gonna see, because you know we the ones that run this, you know. And we're like, no, it's all good, you know. We get on stage at Squatter Camp because they literally were performing after us because obviously they the established artists. We get on stage at Squatter Camp, we kill it, you know. It really goes. And Robbie at the time is with Spoo, Too Short, because he was doing something with Spoo. So we get on stage, we kill it. The crowd loves us. They get on stage, the crowd is not feeling them at all. You know what I mean? And to a point where like Spoo literally grabs the mic, he shouts at the sound person. So Robbie, in his nature of like just like always switching up, he literally like looks at Spoo while he's shouting at the sound person. He puts the mic, he goes, yo, and he just runs off stage, you know? And on our way back, Robbie starts going, now Robbie's like on our side now. This is how Robbie is, you know. He's like, yeah, you know, yabona umoya mfana. Umoya has got that church thing. Has more. Yabona when you go to church and they say umoya. Umoya. You know, now he's literally telling us why this song is working. But it wasn't far from the truth, because even though we weren't talking about like a whole church really, but like there's this thing when like, you know, in our families, when you talk about church, umoya, umoya, umoya. So when you just have this word being thrown around, people just go, there's something about it. Now, how many people who felt that there's something about it, who came from our communities, were able to write a song like that? Not everybody. So all of a sudden you start seeing that like there's a story behind the song. You're not just the song. This is me trying to tell you how you value what you say. This is me trying to tell you how you value what you're worth when you're speaking with someone. Are you representing a community, or are you just trying to be an American rapper? Because the Americans have already represented themselves pretty well. When you say things, as it things that people are going to go, that guy is talking about me. When you say things, is it things that someone's going to go, whew, man, that was one hell of a wake-up call. I mean, I've gotten feedback like that for songs, which means I got it right. Something like Dreamer, where guys go, yo, Dreamer, man, you know, when I listen to Dreamer, it makes me feel this way, it makes me feel that way. You know, songs like Landela. So all of a sudden, when you are feeling that, the thing about music, musicians are like politicians, but we speak for the right feeling. See, politicians don't have to be right, they'll be voted for. You have to be right. You have to hit the chord from the words to the sound. And if you got the chord from the words to the sound, no matter how small or how big you are, people will go, what is that? And if anything, because young people always catch up to young people's things later. But if your group of people can actually go, that's who you are. I use an example like an artist like Patrick XX, who's not like a big mainstream artist, but his peers, who some of them are a little bit ahead, always acknowledge him like, yo, this is the guy. He's in a small niche. But the point is that people are literally relating to him and going, this is the guy. So all of a sudden, when you're making music, you got to ask yourself when you listen to this song, besides the fact that the melody's dope, you got to go, who's it speaking about? We are in need of our stories being told. Are you a part of that narrative? Or are you just going to be another artist? Y'all, you talk about lean. Lean is a narrative of the South. With DJ Screw, that's what they took. You know, that's what they were drinking. And they put that in their music. You get it here in South Africa, and you just think it's cough mixture. But there's a story.